What's up, guys? Welcome back to the mod lab. We're in the lab today. Behind me you can see my car, Corvette, but today we're actually going to be talking about my Trailblazer SS instead, because like I said in my first video, I have a ton of stuff going on with that, and there's a little bit of a background story to it to go along with it. So probably back in 2015 or 2016, I found a Trailblazer SS for sale at a dealer, local, and I went and looked at it and I ended up purchasing it. It was a 2006. I bought it, drove it for a little bit, and then the engine went out on it, which is a pretty common thing for Trailblazer SS's. They spin rod bearings because of the oil pan design. So luckily I had a warranty on it, so I went and got the motor replaced, drove it for a little bit, and once I got the motor replaced, drove it for a little bit, and I kept it for all the way up until 2019, and I ended up deciding I wanted to sell it. So I ended up selling it to purchase Corvette that's behind me, and the person I ended up selling the vehicle to, it actually ended up getting stolen, and somebody had painted it white, and I guess we're doing all kind of crazy things with it. I don't even really know the whole story, but some about robberies and stuff like that, and they ended up getting caught with it. The guy got it back. It was all white, had a brush guard on the front of it, looked ridiculous. So I guess it ended up getting totaled out, and it ended up going to an auction, and I ended up seeing it ready to go on auction. So I quickly jumped on it. I went and looked at it. Everything that I had put into this car was still there. Literally everything. And the only thing that was really different, well, it was a lot of different, but it was white. It had different wheels on it, and it had a front brush guard. And so my goal was to buy it and hope that it was just a spray can job and I could get the white paint off of it very easy. But that unfortunately was not the case. So I ended up picking it up from the auction place, and the wheels that were on there were 16-inch wheels, and they were Trailblazer wheels, but they were 16-inch wheels, and the front calipers rubbed on the wheels. They were so tight on there, you couldn't even move the truck. So luckily they had a giant forklift come lift it onto the trailer. We got it home, and we were battling it the whole time trying to get it off the trailer. It was a nightmare, but we eventually got it off, and I got some new wheels. They aren't the best looking, but I got some new wheels for it, and so we started working on it to see what the paint was like underneath and what we were really getting ourselves into, because we didn't really know at the beginning what we were getting into. So here's a picture of it when I got it home. Wasn't pretty, I know, but I will show you what it looks like right at the moment right here. So here you guys are. This is what it looks like now. Obviously it wasn't something that was easy. The white paint wasn't easy to take off of. Like we were hoping that we could just put some sort of paint thinner on it, get it to come off, and maybe the black paint that it originally would need just a little bit of work, but we were wrong. So the people that had painted this truck white sanded it all the way down. As you can see, sand marks here and here and everywhere. They sanded it down and they painted it white. And we got the majority of it off pretty much all of it off by wet sanding it, which the garage took a beating, my shoes took a beating from that, but we got enough. It's definitely going to need to be painted, obviously. As you can tell, we had some spots where we were trying to get the white paint off, and we might have went through all the way to the bare metal. So this is what it looks like right now. They painted inside the taillight. So you took the taillight out and white right in here. So it's gonna need work. It's gonna need to be painted. It's surprising to me because the inside of this is not really damaged or anything. It's kind of how it was when I had it. Seats are fine. We got some parts in here. Don't mind that, but everything works. Turns on. Truck turns on. And so everything, like I said, is still here. Just needs work for sure. Now you're probably thinking, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff to do, and painting a car is a lot of work. I didn't even really know that until I got it back and we started working on it. And not gonna lie, I was like, wow, this is a lot more work than what I thought it was going to be. But we got it, and we've been working on it ever since. The good news is, like I said, the stuff that I put into the car is still here. So when I owned it, put long tube headers on it, Cook's long tube headers. It had a cold air intake. It had a shift kit in it when I bought it. I put electric fans on it, put a bigger radiator. I put coilovers in the front. I put lowering springs in the rear, and it's all there. I also put a bigger camshaft in the engine, put a bigger stall converter in the transmission, and it's all still there. When I decided I wanted to put the cam in, I ended up pulling the engine, me and my dad, and I painted it red, put a bigger camshaft in it, like I said, put a bigger stall converter. Here's the radiator that's in it right now, which is the one I put in it, upgraded one. It's got electric fans. It used to have a mechanical fan that ran off the water pump right here. Got rid of that. And probably won't be able to see it as good, but it does have long tube headers on it. Truck is really loud. So here's the transmission cooler that I had installed. I mounted it, decided to mount it right here. I ran the lines kind of a unique way down through here. Ran it through here, and then it wraps around, and it gets connected to this fitting right here. As you can see the line right there. So that's how I ran it. Little unique way of, a little bit different of compared to what other people would run it. But I will start it for you guys to prove to you guys that it does still run. Sounds good. See if I can just sneak in here. Got it up against the wall. So everything still works, but like I said, there is a lot of stuff that's gonna need to be fixed, like the radio. Got some issues going there. We got some issues with the gauge cluster, possible draw through the gauge cluster, and some other stuff along that. But see if I can get it to fire for you. Still runs good, still sounds good. got full 3-inch exhaust on it. So there's the proof. It still runs. Still runs. Haven't driven it yet. But that's very promising. Also, guys, I'm going to get a new front bumper cover for it. This one is pretty messed up because of the brush guard that was on there. Everything on the bottom was pushed in. This part right here is pretty warped. I put these in when I used to own it, and they don't fit that good anyways, so I'm just going to get some new ones, some OEM ones. Same with the grill piece there, and there's a grill piece that goes in here that I'm going to put in there as well, and I'm just going to start all brand new. So with that, probably going to end it off there. Stay tuned. We got a ton of stuff obviously with this thing, and also have 2 other cars. Cannot wait to show you those. Stay tuned. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and stay safe.